Days have passed since the brutal daylight murder of a techie in Chennai, but the accused continues to be at large. Today, cops have released second CCTV footage of the accused walking near the police station, near the railway station compound just moments before the murder. Chennai police had yesterday released one CCTV footage as well, with the visuals of the suspect who killed the 24-year-old techie. In the CCTV footage, a young man can be seen walking briskly with a backpack. The attacker was carrying a sickle in his bag. He had a heated argument with the girl before she was stabbed to death. The police has formed a special team to arrest the accused. The cops have claimed they have all the leads and will arrest the attacker soon. Meanwhile, the family of the 24-year-old victim has demanded immediate arrest of the accused.
We have certain co-passengers here. Let's just ask him what is the measure of safety measures that's been taken at this place now. I'm சொல்லுங்க, in the railway station in general, how safe is it?
அதாவது இங்கே இனிமேல் போலீஸ் ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கணும். இங்கேன்னு இல்லை, எல்லா ஸ்டேஷன்லேயுமே இருக்கணும். ஏன்னா லேடிஸ் நைட்டு எல்லாம் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ யாருமே வீட்டில் ஹவுஸ் ஒய்ஃபாக இருக்கிறதுல மோஸ்ட்லி. அதனால் எங்களுக்கு வரணும்னா பாதுகாப்புக்கு இங்கே கண்டிப்பாக எல்லா ஸ்டேஷனும் போலீஸ் நிற்கணும். அதுவும் இல்லாமல் சிசிடிவி கேமராவும் இங்கே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணணும் எல்லா இடத்துலையும். ஏன்னா எல்லா கேஸ்களும் இதுக்கு முடிச்சிருக்காங்க. அதே மாதிரி இதுவும் கண்டுபிடிச்சி யாருன்றத தண்டனை கொடுக்கணும். அவ்வளோதான்.
முன்னாடி சேஃபாக இருந்துச்சா? How do you feel to come to here right now?
முன்னாடி நாங்கள் இது சின்ன வயசுலேருந்தே இங்கே இருக்கிறேன். எந்த பயமும் கிடையாது இது வரைக்கும். ஆனால் இப்போ கொஞ்ச நாளாகவே கொஞ்சம் ஒரு பயம் இருக்க தான் செய்யுது. இப்போ இந்த மேட்டர் நடந்த உடனே இன்னும் ஒரு பயம் அதிகமாகிடுச்சு.
Past 2 days we have so many calls we have received. We are disappointed. So this is no political, no caste, no religions involved. That is 200% we know. Okay. Some culprit is there. We want.
Devastating news on Friday morning. A young techie by the name Swathi was murdered right here around 6:30 during Friday morning when she was waiting for her train to go to Chengalpettu. Now for decades, Nungambakkam railway station has been a safe haven because on one side we have the Loyola College and on the other side we have residents, and this place has no trouble till now. And for some reason, it's been 4 years since the government has decided to install CCTV on all prominent areas, including railway stations. No CCTV was installed in this particular place. In fact, there is one funny thing over there. You can see an advertisement of a CCTV cam right behind this railway track. Early morning by 6:30, Swathi's father came over here. He dropped her and she was waiting for the 6:45 train. Nobody thought what would happen next. A young man approached her. They had a heated argument close to 6 minutes, and after that, without anybody's nobody thought of that he would remove a sickle and murder her right at this spot. Swathi lied dead on her old pool of blood, and everybody was shocked. Now the part is that there was no cops on this scene. When we spoke to certain techies, they are complaining that since they work in scheduled times, that is like they either work on early mornings or late night, they were expecting police to be on ground, especially like places like bus stops and railway stations. Well, the Commissioner of Police of Chennai has said that night patrolling would be intensified. But if you see, crimes in Chennai has been happening during mornings. A lawyer was killed last week around 10:30 near Vyasapadi. Before that, around 6:30, a famous ornithologist was killed at her home. And the Commissioner also has said that close to 151 suspects have been nabbed with charge to investigate on previous cases. But what about the ones that's happening right now? Even after this gruesome incident, no CCTV has been installed in this railway station. This is Pramod Madhav with camera person Prasad on this.
All right, for more on this story, it's a special focus here on India Today. For more on this story, I'll be joined with my colleagues Anindo Banerjee from Delhi and also my colleague Pramod Madhav, who will be joining me from Chennai. Along with that is Dominic Dixon. He's a social activist. He is joining us from Chennai as well. Before, in fact, I come to all of you gentlemen, let's just quickly bring you the big question that this murder, this gruesome killing has thrown up. Were there no CCTV cameras at the platform in Chennai? And the big question is why, despite being such a traffic loaded station, why were there no CCTV cameras? How did the killer enter the station with a sickle? These days at every station there's a metal detector, the police checks your bag. How can he enter with that sickle inside the railway station. How was the killer able to escape after the daylight murder? Not only it raises questions on the security, but also as a society on all of us. Many people were there. The killer came, killed that girl and just managed to walk away. Why was the murder has not been arrested? More than 60 hours since this young girl was brutally killed in broad daylight. Let me first of all go to my colleague Pramod Madhav, who is joining me from Chennai on this. Pramod, this big question still remains. 60 hours and the police is just releasing the CCTV footage. How difficult is it for them to nab this man?
Ankit, this has become a major embarrassment for Chennai police in particular, and like I've already discussed earlier, two units are involved in this murder right now. One is the government railway police, and the other one is the Chennai police. So there are so much formalities which is causing so much trouble. For instance, to remove the body of Swathi from
I request you to stay on with me. Let me just go across to Mr. T.S. Krishnamurthy, former Chief Election Commissioner, eminent citizen from Chennai. Sir, when you hear this news, a young girl killed in broad daylight by a man who is yet to be caught, as a resident of that city, how does it make you feel?
No, it is indeed very shocking. Tamil Nadu, particularly Chennai, has been reasonably safe for women, particularly in recent times. These things are becoming difficult, I suppose. I think the government and the police should take this case on a top priority and assure that such things may not recur again. It's very sad that a young life is lost, and it is our duty to ensure that such things do not happen again. I sincerely hope that the police will track the case. Tamil Nadu police has a good track record. I am sure they'll be able to track the case and immediately ensure that the culprit is apprehended and punished with severity.
You know, sir, I know that you are, quite busy, but before, of course, we can let you go, I also wanted to ask you, this also it's not only a question mark on the Chennai police. It also shows how easy it was for this man to go inside a railway station with that sickle in his bag and in broad daylight kill that woman and just, completely vanish from that railway station. It not only raises questions on the security at the railway station, but also on the citizens as a whole, especially of that city where there were many people present at the time when this incident took place.
It does raise many issues. I do agree that the security aspects have to be tightened. It is also necessary that the public should actively participate in apprehending the culprit. I am sure 10 people could have gathered and apprehended the fellow. But be that as it may, at least it should be a lesson to the community that they cannot be bystanders. They must act. They must act and ensure that people are, cared for. The community should not keep quiet.
Thank you so much, sir, for sparing those minutes and speaking to us. It's all an outrage, not only in Chennai, but all across the country about how this young life was just lost. And so callously, this man just went, killed her brutally, and for 60 hours is yet to be caught. Let me just quickly go back to, in fact, my colleague Pramod Madhav, who was in fact telling us about what the police is doing as of now. Pramod, even the eminent citizens, Mr. T.S. Krishnamurthy, was also saying it raises a lot of question that the Tamil Nadu police may have a fantastic track record, but 60 hours and this man is still absconding. As the minutes go by, it will be a blot on the Tamil Nadu police.
Yes, Ankit, definitely this is a blot in their record. The reason being, even though they have all sophistications, all technology, and definitely they are not understaffed, they are unable to track this particular person. In fact, certain officials told us off the record that they almost cornered him yesterday night, but somehow he escaped. And another one thing is that I have to mention about this particular murderer. He has done a good surveillance about the situation and everything. He knew what time she would come there, what time her father would drop her, and what train she goes through. Even though her colleagues are not aware of this person, neither her family knows this particular person, this person seems to know a lot about Swathi and her regular schedule. Her phone is also missing. Maybe the police had confiscated Swathi's phone, they would have tracked the records, and through that means also they could have caught this murderer. This guy was very smart in that way as well. He left a murder weapon there. We also came to know that he has wiped the murder weapon clean of the fingerprints as well, Ankit.
Yes. Pramod, stay on with me. Let me just go across to Mr. Dominic Dixon. He's a social activist based out of Chennai. Sir, we'll talk about the law and order situation. That's a different issue altogether. Pramod, they're pricing us about how police is finding it difficult to track this man. But as a citizen who heard this news, as a citizen, somebody who's sitting here in Delhi, I feel absolutely astonished that this man could get away in broad daylight. He came to a platform where hundreds of people are waiting for their trains, and he could just walk in, kill this girl, and just walk off.
Ankit, we have to address the issue of sociology and crime. There have been 13 murders in Chennai in the past 1 month, and 5 of that have been in public. Civil society behavioral patterns reflect that of the governance. Okay, when civil society or when criminals or perpetrators see that a pattern of lack of convictions or lack of arrest, they do take the law into their own hands. In this particular case, it is a premeditated murder, and surprisingly, Nungambakkam, that has premier colleges, and it's a high density railway station. So when you have this Amma canteen and these Amma schemes, why isn't there any Amma security? This is the main thing. Why aren't there security cameras at this railway station?
Very important point you are making there. Very important point.
Going across the station.
Absolutely. I'll just also, before I go to Anand, very quickly, I would also like to understand from you this whole situation about, as you said, freebies during elections, Amma canteen, Amma this and Amma that. But important issues like women's security, like getting the police reforms, like getting more people to man the railway stations, getting CCTV cameras. These basic issues are completely forgotten. As somebody who lives in that city, shouldn't these be the election issues rather than the washing machines and the mixies that are given out free in Chennai?
Exactly. See, you have to understand the state of Tamil Nadu politics. Tamil Nadu politics is largely with Gundasm, okay, and the lack of CCTV footages, the lack of surveillance is more to protect the government and the perpetrators. Because Chennai, you look at Chennai, for example, I know previous officials said that Chennai, in the recent years, Chennai was mellowed down. Perhaps to a certain extent that may be true, but you look at the last month itself, 13 murders in Chennai, 5 which were in public. So what does it go to show? It goes to show that civil society doesn't really care about the policing in Chennai.
Absolutely, there is no fear. Important thing is that there is no fear as far as these criminals are concerned.
Exactly.
They can just come into public domain and kill people the way they feel like, and instill more fear, in fact, in the common citizen.
No society diminishes overnight. Chennai crime situation did not happen overnight. This is progressive diminishing of civil society.
Absolutely, so absolutely. Let me just bring in for a moment my colleague Anando Banerjee, who is also with us from the news room. Anando, as Dominic was also saying, the situation has not deteriorated overnight. It is a gradual process, but it also clearly shows how these criminals are emboldened. They can just walk in any place, broad daylight, kill anybody, and the police is even in the after reaction slow 60 hours, and this man is yet to be caught.
Absolutely, Ankit. It's 60 hours. I remember a 24-year-old techie who is from Chennai. Her murders are still at large. Right now in front of me are the 2 CCTV cameras, the CCTV footage. This is the first one we at India Today showed day for yesterday, that was released by the Chennai police. It is the back of the killer that has been shown. Now we are showing the camera 2, where the frontal portion of the killer is being shown. This is the magnified portion that my camera person is focusing on. Look at the body body language. He's walking fast. He's walking fast. He's afraid of the fact that he has actually killed somebody just a few minutes back. And he's going by the look, it seems that he's in his late 20s. A person carrying in his backpack, the same backpack in which he was carrying the sickle with which he murdered Swathi a few minutes back. So clearly the brazenness with which the murderer, the psycho killer of Swathi, 24-year-old Infosys employee, murdered and still at large, it raises not only a lot of questions against the law enforcing machineries, but also as a society, because we are told this Nungambakkam was a station and platform number 2, she was there, and it was generally bustling a crowd around at 6:30 a.m. Nobody came to her rescue.
Anando, joining us on the phone line is Pramila Narsargi, woman activist. Ma'am, it's not only a question about a woman being killed, but on the whole, it is a very dire, scary situation when a man can just walk on a railway platform, kill a woman and just abscond. Nobody has any clue where this person is.
So the question is not that none of them are knowing about it. What I'm worried is, if there is a young lady, that in a daylight, in a railway station, a techie, killed in the daylight, I can't really understand. I can't park at it. Whether any safety is there, whether in a public platform or in a railway station, is a question which is haunting me every now. What about the other ladies who are walking about, traveling in a railway station?
Absolutely.
Whether they are going to be safe? That's the question which is putting in my head every time I feel about them. What I'm worried is, look at the spectators. Can you ever say that they were not knowing it? Could they be the silent spectators? Who was asked them? Is there no civic responsibility? Is there not a responsibility on every citizen to see that they are to protect if they are bound and duty? It is not their own safety, it is the safety of the neighbor, it is the safety of the public.
Ms. Narsargi, I also wanted to ask you this. It's a woman who is at the helm of the affairs in Tamil Nadu. There are promises made during elections about free electricity, free water, about giving away sops like washing machines and a massive amount of freebies there in Chennai. But she doesn't talk about security for women, CCTV footages, CCTV cameras at the railway stations, and overall a sense of security across the state of Tamil Nadu.
I agree with you. It is not only in Tamil Nadu. Look at the entire country for that matter. Is women safe anywhere? Either in the railway station or in the place, or in the school or in the hospital. Even in a transport bus, she is not safe. The question is, the mindset of the men has to be changed throughout the country. There is something wrong absolutely with our people from the way they are brought up. The children are not looked after properly. They are employed. They leave the children in the with the servants. Ultimately, this is the result. We used to see, look at Shivaji, how he was taught by Jijabai, how that we were all looking into.
Okay.
That is what we want. This is not the samskara must be there. It is not there in the country. There must be some sort of change in every atmosphere.
Important points are being raised there by Pramila Narsargi and also by Dominic Dixon. It is very important that the politics now centers around the basic issues about security of women, and that is the need of the hour. 60 hours have gone by and this killer is still at large. Chennai police, with every passing minute, is only embarrassing the entire state.